Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and evil Martians. Today we're gonna play Mega Man 2 on the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Now, I got this on Steam. It has Mega Man 1 through 6, so pretty much all of the classic NES games. I might go through all of these at one time or another, but I'm gonna start with Mega Man 2. It's definitely my favorite game, and the music is just too awesome in this game. So let's go ahead and get started with Mega Man 2. Complete awesomeness. In the year of 2000X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. And here we go up to the top of the rooftop to none other than the legend hero classic blue bomber, Mega Man. Unmasked. Oh yeah. And we're gonna play this through the difficult setting, not the normal setting. We're gonna beat this game like a man. And if you're not familiar with Mega Man games, pretty much you get 8 levels to choose from, and each one has a nice little pail for us to beat. Well, they're actually enemies, but they're kind of like frenemies, because once you beat them, you get their power-up. And in this game, we have such favorites as Bubble Man, Airman, Quick Man, Heat Man, Metal Man, Flash Man, Crash Man, Wood Man, and the Chubby Chick Man! Alright, so going into this game beforehand with a strategy is definitely going to help you out quite a bit. For example, like as I mentioned earlier, when you beat a level, you beat that boss, you'll obtain their power-up. So like Heatman's power-up will kill Woodman in like 2 hits. Most people like to start the game off with Metal Man, and you get the Metal Blade, and that pretty much dominates the whole game. It's really good versus Flash Man and Bubble Man, but I prefer to start with Airman first because he's actually really easy to beat with just the default weapon. So is Metal Man, but you get the Transporter 2 item whenever you beat Airman stage as a bonus. You'll always get the boss's power-up, but Airman, and I think Heatman, I can't remember who else, I think Flashman. You also get these special transporter items, which they're just labeled as 1, 2, and 3. And they're pretty helpful. You actually will need them to play through the later parts of the game to get to Dr. Wily. And this part here, I'm just kind of rushing through it. It doesn't really matter if we take some damage. These guys on the clouds have these thunderbolts that they throw. So you do want to kill them because these cloud platforms are pretty small. You end up dying. This part here, once you get to the 3rd cloud, he'll always miss. You just kill him when he goes behind you like that. I think that's the... oh no, there's one more. Alright. This level's relatively pretty short. Then you have these like eagle crow thingies that drop these eggs. Now you could let them drop their eggs and just farm for a bunch of stuff if you're really low on health. Kinda like that. This part you just go all the way down to the right. You can't see it, but you end up falling down. Pretty much like the beginning of the level right here. Those purple head things don't appear till like you kind of have to jump. Ooh. Thought I might have got hit by the spike there, which I didn't, which is good. That's alright, we'll go now. Alright. Now there's gonna be these like guys with like these fan things. This big fat chubby fan man. Oh. Could be a little bit annoying. They're trying to push you off to your death. But pretty simple. That's alright. We're at really good health. Don't die, Blue Mega Man, yeah, Blue Mega Man, Blue Mega Man, Blue Mega Man. Don't die, don't die, don't die, yeah. Alright. So, pretty much whenever you get to these, to the door, it's always just gonna be an empty room, as you see here. Then you're gonna get right to the boss. Airman's pretty simple. He throws out like 5 or 6 tornado thingies. Just wanna avoid them. It's alright if you get hit. After the third one, like after this one right here, he's gonna jump to the other side. That's a great opportunity to get a bunch of hits in. Gonna do the same thing after the third time there. Alright, so we did it.
Yay!
We've beaten Airman! Oh yeah! So now we're gonna go on to Metal Man stage. I know, as I mentioned, most people like to beat Metal Man first, but you could definitely beat Airman really easily with the default weapon, as you just saw. And we're gonna get the... I don't know what it's called, the air attack thingy. Just pretty much like what you saw Airman do, but we're also gonna get the transporter item, which is gonna be really good. And going into Metal Man stage with the transporter item 2 item is gonna let you actually get a 1-up and a E-tank that you would not be able to get if you were just to had played Metal Man stage first. So keep going here onto Metal Man. But yeah, Metal Man's blade is a really good power up. It's gonna makes the whole game a lot easier once you get it. And speaking of E-tanks, there's one literally right here at the beginning of the level. Some levels are more generous with 1-ups and E-tanks than others. Some have none, like Airman stage didn't. Some have a lot, like Flashman stage I think has, I don't know, like maybe 2 E-tanks and 2 1-ups you get. This part here, pretty simple, just these things will go down when you get pretty close to them. They'll end up going right back up. These conveyor belts will make you go quickly, one way or the other, depending which way the arrow faces. And same thing, kind of just rushing through this. It's alright if we end up taking damage. And we're gonna use the number 2 item right here, actually. Oops. No, we're good. Alright. So see, we get this 1-up here, free life. Would not be able to get without that number 2 transporter item. That number 2 item is basically just like a platform that you could place and just kind of use it like a magic carpet. It'll come really handy in Fireman stage, actually. There's this part with the invisible blocks that appear and disappear. And you can just pretty much avoid that whole section with it. But these guys ride on these, I don't know, blade spinny thingies? I guess is what they would be called. They're pretty easy. Just wait for them to come down, just spam your shots. For right here, you pretty much... These guys die in 2 hits. Pretty much want to stand on the left edge, like right here, and you won't get hit when he throws his body at you. This guy, just shoot him. There's another E down there that we're gonna go ahead and get, which we would not have been able to if we played Metal Man stage first, basically. Boom, there we go. So we already got, well, we already have 2 E-tanks. We're at 3 lives, have 1 extra life, so it's pretty good. And Metal Man's coming up, I think, right after this little section here. Yep, if I remember correctly. There you go, so you see a door coming up. That means it's time to fight a boss. We're gonna beat Metal Man and get to his metal blade. Mentioned a couple times, the metal blade is really super good. Ooh. Okay, I'm doing like really bad versus him for some reason. don't want to end up using E-Tank. If I have to, I will. But I usually beat him without doing that. Basically, he's a pretty simple boss. You just want to jump over the blades and shoot him. The conveyor thing underneath us will go towards him and then away from him. It's much easier when it goes away from him. When it goes towards him, it's a little bit more difficult. See if we could do this without the E, which we do. Alright, sweet. So yeah, now we have the Metal Blade. The game's gonna be pretty easy. You can go, next from here, I like to go either to Bubble Man or to Airman stage. It really doesn't make a difference. Not Airman stage, sorry, Flashman. So you can play either Bubble Man or Flashman stage. And accidentally went to the password screen. That's alright. So yeah, you could either go Bubble Man or Flashman here. Really doesn't make a difference. Let's just let's do Flashman, why not? Flashman's power-up is pretty cool. It'll be useful for Quickman's level. Basically, his power-up will just like freeze the whole screen. There's this part that you're like running through that has these like blocks of death that fill up the screen that can kill you in like one hit. So you could just basically freeze those blocks from ever showing up. It makes it much easier. And here with the useful number 2 item, Magic Carpet, I like to call it, we get a 1-up. Just switch back to Mega Buster, default weapon. And then those things up there, the only way you can get past those things, those red things, is with the Crash Bomb item. I think Airman is good for him. That's fine, we could just go past them. Now the second time you see that dude in that tank thingy, there's a little trick. I'll show you guys that right now. I think it's right, oh no, not right here. Here's a pretty good time to use the Metal Blade. You just kill these guys right away. And we're at full health already, sweet. So this is the part I was talking, or actually right after the screen. Alright, so right here, just want to stand all the way to the right, make him jump here basically, and then just jump right here, and you'll see what happens. Oh, he's stuck. Usually gets stuck there for like 1 jump, but got stuck there for like 3 jumps I think, and as you saw, he just falls down the platform. That's a good way to get a lot of life there. We already had pretty much full health though, so didn't need to do that. It was still good to just get him off the screen and not get hit. This part's pretty easy, just some simple jumping, platforming, and we already have, what, 3 E's now? This guy, there's kind of a similar trick to it. You could make him just, make him walk almost off this platform thing, and then just go really quickly, and basically you just end up ditching him. That way you could just do this jump. Oh, we're about to fight boss here. Just gonna want to equip Metal Blade. Really easy boss, just spam it at him. It's probably one of the easier bosses here in the game, especially with the Metal Blade. I'm gonna die really quickly, as you just saw. Alright, so almost halfway now through the Robot Masters. And if you never played Mega Man, after you beat the Robot Masters, you'll go to Dr.Wily's levels, which I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. And you will have to actually play all 8 of the bosses all at once. Well, not all at once, basically. You can... Well, you will play them all at once, but not all of them at one time is what I meant to say. And we get item number 3 here, that's right. And I think Heatman stage we get item number 1. Item number 3 is just like a platform. Not like a magic carpet, but basically it just can get you to higher places. Item number 1 is kind of the same, but item number 3 has a little bit more control, but item 1 is more useful, I think. Let's go ahead here. On to Bubble Man! Bubble Man stage is pretty fun. I like it. And the Metal Blade will actually be really helpful for Bubble Man. as well as these big fish thingies we're gonna run into, and these frog things. Just pretty much the whole level. Metal Blade is gonna help us out quite a bit here. If I haven't showed you, you can throw the Metal Blade at like any angle, which is pretty cool. Now this platform here, you want to do like a jump and then kind of just don't stick to the edge because those little frog dudes could end up killing you. Something else I should mention, so, you know, these are the different power-ups we've obtained. That was like Airman. I wanted to show it to you guys here. Freeze Man, I'm not going to use it, as basically when you use it, you have to use the whole thing, but it'll be really, really helpful in later sections of the game. But what I wanted to mention is that whenever you play the levels, you'll notice that it really doesn't matter for you to refill up your stuff as for right now, because whenever you beat a level, your health will be back at full health, as well as your different abilities that you get. They'll all go back to full. However, once you beat the 8 robot bosses and you get to Dr.Wily, that won't be the case, so you'll want to kind of conserve. You might have to farm for stuff later on. But not really a big hassle, just something to kind of be aware of, if you weren't. Alright, so could have just waited for that guy and jumped over him, but we have more than enough Metal Blade to just kind of spam at our will. And this big fish guy just basically want to shoot the Metal Blades on the top of his head. Dies in a couple hits, pretty simple. There's gonna be, I think, another one, or not yet, but there will be another one soon. This part's pretty simple, just you know, avoid the spikes basically. If you don't want to deal with those spaceship thingies, you can just throw the Metal Blade at them. Really simple. Just want to jump in the middle here, and here's the other big fish dude. So just jump, toss a couple Metal Blades at his antenna thingy, and he's dead. Now, pretty close to the boss, we're gonna have a couple of these frog guys here. There's gonna be another one right after you kill this guy on the next screen. Now, in Mega Man games, the physics, like when you're underneath water, you could jump a lot, much more higher than you normally could. This part's pretty simple. You could just literally rush through it until you get to the last platform, which is not that one, it's this one here. You just wanna... Oh, well, he didn't spawn, but typically a Krabby Patty guy spawns there and you just want to kill him. But other than that, you could just rush all through it. Now on to Bubble Man. Bubble Man's power-up isn't really that great, but you will need it like for the last boss of the game and some other bosses in Dr.Wily's stage. The same thing, just pretty much gonna spam Metal Blade here without a care. Pretty simple. And we're halfway through. Alright. If I didn't mention, I'm not playing this game with save states or any turbo functionality. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, a lot of people play it with turbo, which is not really my thing. The game's really not that difficult where you need to do that, but people have beaten this game so many times, I guess they just kind of like to rush through it maybe. But there we go, we're halfway through. Played through the first 4 bosses, and my order was, just in case to kind of recall and just to recap, was Airman, Metal Man, then really you can go for Flash Man or Bubble Man next. Many people play with Metal Man first, but that's the order that I prefer. So that concludes this video. Video number 2 will have me going through the next 4 bosses, and then probably have another video where we'll go through the Dr.Wily levels and bosses. Alright, so thanks for watching. Tune into video number 2 to see me continue on.